Come on!
It's 100 Hip Hop and R&B and Celebrity Page TV. Yours truly, Lorenzo Ice Tea Thomas, holding it down. And of course, all this month, it is all about the movies on TV One. And we're talking about love, lies, and murder. And I have two of the stars of the movie with me right now. And I'm going to first start with the young lady that I have to say congratulations. I know you've got your second year anniversary coming up next month. What's going on, MC Lyte? What's happening, baby?
Oh, man, ain't nothing to it. Just ready to go back to Jamaica, though. I'll need you to set those plans up.
Oh, you remember. Yeah, we do have something in common when it comes to Jamaica. And I see you got married in Jamaica, too, huh?
I did. That's why I brought it up. Sure enough.
You try to go back. So wait a minute. Is his name Georgie or is his name Sam? Georgie Porgy. Cram the same, cram.
Thank God. Nah, look, both of those guys had problems.
They had serious problems.
Those guys had problems. So
Hey, Malinda, this is the perfect segue to the movie Love to Death, because some of the men and women have some problems in this film, and it's airing on Sunday here on actually on TV One. So, Malinda, first, let me ask you. And of course, you are married, and you've been married for quite some time now. So I know you can identify with loving someone to death, and we are in the age or the era of the Me Too movement. How does this film give a voice to women?
Well, what I will say first is two things. I'm newly married. I'm a newlywed. I'm only married for a month now, and I just have to correct you. I cannot identify with loving someone to death. I can only identify with loving someone to life.
Ooh, I
because
like that.
That's what love is. It gives you life.
Mm-hmm.
And so that said, yes, we are part of a really amazing project called Love to Death, starring myself, Tobias Trevelyan, Christy Ferris, McKinley Freeman, and the great, incomparable MC Lyte. Who I think people will be very pleasantly surprised to see her performance in this. It's very touching, very moving, and very impactful. And I'll let you tell her. I'll let her tell a little bit more about her role. But I just want to say it's really a cautionary tale. Though yes, we typically tune in for entertainment purposes, but this really has a greater purpose, as we came to find out when we were filming the project. And it really is because it highlights domestic violence and intimate partner abuse and how pervasive it is in our society, and how a lot of times we miss the red flags and the warning signs that are the more sort of subtle, covert behaviors that we sort of doubt and question as to whether or not they are abused.
Now, there are times when women and men both can be so much in love that they don't realize that they're being physically or verbally abused. Do you find truth in that, and is it illustrated in this film?
Well, here's the thing. That's not love. When love is not obsessive, love is not possessive, and it's certainly not abusive. So when you find yourself in that situation, and that's one of the things that the movie highlights, the points that the movie highlights, is it's telling you that is actually not love. It's toxic, pathology in some cases that needs to be addressed, dealt with, talked about, and ultimately treated.
Interesting. MC Lyte, Malinda touched on the role that you play in this movie, and I have to say I am a fan of Queen of the South. I have seen your cameos in there, so kudos and big ups for that. But tell me a little bit about the role your character plays in Love to Death.
Well, that's awesome. And Lorenzo, I'm going to have to correct you. A cameo would be MC Lyte. I actually acted, so it was a role. How about that?
Okay.
Now, this role for TV One's Love to Death. Her name is Tiffany. She plays the oldest sister of the three, and she is there for support. She is there as a gentle reminder to her sister to love herself, as opposed to Christy Ferris's character, who is, elephant in a china shop. She wants her sister to wake up and wake up quickly because something is wrong with this guy. And so you get to see the different colors and variations of personalities that come into play when having to deal with someone who we can clearly see her personality is being altered by the presence of this man in her life. And I'm just one of those characters that, gets to be in the midst of all that's occurring.
That's
and,
great.
I'm just happy to have had the opportunity.
Malinda said that you really knock it out the park on this role, so I'm thoroughly looking forward to seeing the film this Sunday at 8 p.m. on TV1. Now, Malinda, you mentioned Tobias's role. He kind of plays the savior or the comforter in this film. What can men learn from his character when they see the movie on Sunday?
Well, I think men and women can certainly learn from his character. I'll take it from both sides. I think men can learn how to be more patient and more gentle with a woman who brings what we call baggage into a relationship, because sometimes that baggage is of no fault of her own, through no fault of her own. And that goes both ways. Men and women, we both need to be more gentle with one another, because we all enter into relationships with having come from somewhere. And so invariably we're going to bring those things into a relationship. So we need to understand what love actually does. Is love says, bring your baggage, I will help you unpack it. And for women, a lot of times we get into these abusive situations or toxic relationships, and then we swear off love. We say we're never going to do it again. And we are hyper vigilant, as we should be, but we also need to be a little bit more patient with our mates, in understanding that they're not the ones who hurt us. They are not the ones who brought us the trauma. And if we would learn to trust ourselves and then ultimately trust them, we could provide a safe space for one another to help heal each other from those past situations that we call baggage.
If you're just checking it, we're talking to Malinda Williams and MC Lyte. The movie is Love to Death. It's on TV1. It's the month of love, lives, and murder. And I think MC Lyte, because she's done so much over her career to reinvent herself, you probably could have done this voiceover as well. How did I do, MC Lyte? Did I do pretty good? Do I got enough bass and a little inflection in my voice? How am I doing with this?
Yes. I marked that an A.
Thank you, thank you very much. Now, but if I did talk about inventing yourself, and Malinda, you can kind of chime in on this before we wrap up this interview. But talk about what it's been like for you, because we go back like First Priority T-shirts. That's how far back we go, and you've had to reinvent yourself over the years. So talk about what that challenge has been like for you to reinvent yourself and do all the things that you're doing now.
Well, I just I would have to say, because I just look to inspire, it sort of falls under the heading of everything that I do. And just giving it to God. God, I want to show people that it can be done, that, whatever it is, that the vision that you've put inside of them, it can come to fruition. You just need to let go and let God, and He'll lead you to where it is that you need to be. But all of the things that I have done over my career, I wanted to do when I was like 5 or 6 years old. I wanted to act. I wanted to rap. I wanted to use my voice because I heard Carol Ford on the radio in New York City. I wanted to act because I thought on Facts of Life.
Right.
I wanted to rap because I heard Grandmaster Flash and Melly Mel and all, Sean Rock from the Funky 4 Plus One More. So it's all about just getting a strategy in place where, no, I'm not able to do all of those things at once, but once I laid the foundation, going to acting classes, East Coast and West, going to voiceover classes, I prepared myself. So when any of those moments came up and the opportunity was there, I was ready for it. So it's just about getting ready for it. Any and everybody can go after what it is that they love. It's just don't do it blindly. Just be prepared, get as much knowledge about that particular sector of whatever it is that you're looking to do, and then go for it.
Malinda Williams, would you like to elaborate on how you've had to reinvent yourself over your career?
Yeah, I think it's just, it kind of is a natural progression, right? Like I always just try to live my truth. And I just happen to be living it, publicly. And again, giving all the honor to God, because,
Amen.
Like she said, you just asked to be a vessel. And when you ask to be a vessel, it doesn't always become about you. It becomes bigger than you. And so you move based on, instincts and feelings, and you trust that the things that are coming your way are all in line with that purpose of you doing a greater thing than for someone greater than just yourself. Mm-hmm. So I think with that automatically comes reinvention because society changes, people changes, needs change. And if you are fluid and flexible enough to change and not get stuck and stay in one place because you're holding on to, the way something was, or when you had, great notoriety at a certain thing at a certain point in time, knowing how to change is that's right. That reinvention naturally comes with it.
That's right. And the movie is Love to Death. It airs on Sunday on TV1 at 8 p.m. and a cameo, should I say what do you want to call it? An encore presentation at 8 p.m. And of course, I want to say Malinda Williams, MC Lyte, thank you so much for taking time to call me. Lyte, I got your number. I'm going to hit you up. Malinda, I'm going to send you a picture that we took at ABFF so you know who you're talking to. All right, ladies?
Oh, I know who I know exactly who I'm talking to.
Oh, really? You do? How do you know, Malinda?
I remember taking that photo.
You remember? Yeah. Okay, good. Well, I'm going to tag you on it so you have it.
I do.
All right, Lyte, and we're going to work on that Jamaica thing, honey.
Please do.
Okay?
All right, God bless.
God bless you. Thank you, ladies.
All right, take care, Lorenzo.
No doubt. Lorenzo Thomas here
Bye-bye.
on 100 Hip Hop and R&B and Celebrity Page TV.